Hello and welcome to your Living A Course in Miracles call. Today is Friday, August 24th. My name is Jared Krebs. I'm coming at you live from San Antonio, Texas, and I am excited about today's call because I haven't seen you for a month. And thank you, big thank you to Christian. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Linda, for holding down the fort for like the last month since I've been gone. I've been watching the recordings. You guys have rocked it. Great content, great shares. So my thing I'm excited about is just to be back here with you. I watch the videos. I'm excited to talk about them. And who's next?
Yeah, Christian Stanbury. Yeah, you're welcome. It was a good time. Christian Stanbury, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I'm excited about today's call because Jared's on. Jared's back, and it's always good to have the boss man around. And but I will warn y'all, didn't really get a chance to watch the videos, even though I have seen them in the past. So I'll probably be commenting mostly on the title of the videos, kind of commenting on what I've learned from Ken and stuff. Just woke up an hour ago. I've been having poor sleep for a couple weeks, and so I'm a little groggy. So
I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. Consistency.
Thank you.
Sir. Your turn, Linda.
Hi everyone, how you doing? My name is Linda, here in Lancaster, California. The weather is starting to cool a teeny bit, but it's all desert out here, so I've been getting good sleep and everything, so everything is good. Lucy, come here. Say hello to your two uncles. Come here, bunny. Well, Lucy says hello to her Uncle Chris and her Uncle Jared, okay?
Nice.
She's just walking around, so.
Tell Lucy hello. We love her.
Now, she misses you both too, right, Lucy? You miss your two wonderful uncles, okay, bunny? And my boy from Marky says hello.
Linda,
right, Mark, you say hello?
Linda, I need to thank you for posting the videos this week and making it very easy for me to get back on track. Your post really helped with each link that Langy had chosen, and you did it so good. I mean, you have the link to join the call, and you have the link of each video, and it was just like very well done. So thank you.
I've been going to AA for almost 25 years this November, so I do the best I can. I'm not perfect.
All right, well, let's get started. Let's do this. Let's talk about this content. So the first video, I'm pulling it up right now, is the one where Ken Wapnick's talking about how the Sonship takes the tiny mad idea seriously. And the thing that stood out to me is about that guy that's like, he's like, I'm shocked that I think it happened so long ago. I'm like shocked that I actually told God to go take a hike. And Ken Wapnick says that we're doing that like on a consistent basis. So it's not like the tiny mad idea, taking it seriously, happened like a billion years ago, and here we are victims of that. No, we continue to choose it every single moment almost. And so like, these are some of the things that for me, it's like, okay, to know that really makes a difference, right? Because then I can choose again. And then also what he said about us, just the fact that we exist, quote unquote, like I think I'm a body and Christian thinks he's a body and Linda thinks she's a body and you think you're a body or whatever, that we're infused with guilt. Like I'm guilt infused, just like water that's been infused with fruit. I don't know. But like just infusion of guilt, just in the sense that identifying with the body is just infused with guilt. Like that really stood out to me on that one.
Yeah. So, it's like, yeah, we're literally like identified with like fear. Like without fear, we feel like we would disappear because it's like, yeah, our self, lowercase s, is literally made of like fear. And if fear goes away, there is no false self.
Yeah, 100%. So like that's just, I guess some of these things are just like obviously being reminded of. And then the thing on the second one, the second video is called Accepting People Where They Are. And that was the one where Ken talks about how he tried to help Helen Schuckman.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, Linda, can you mute yourself?
Oh, I'm sorry, my fault.
Okay. It was basically how Ken tried to help Helen Schuckman release her anger. And he tried to have her visualize that guy that she was mad at. And then also Bill Thetford, she was mad at him too. And then he was trying to help her, and it made her have like nightmares, and she was all mad at him. And it was cool to see Ken like share something where he fails, because Ken is, in my mind, like infallible, you know, like perfect and would never like mess up. So it was kind of cool to hear Ken like talk about, you know, how he kind of like flubbed that one. But I think the main point is just not trying to change people, you know, and just wherever someone's at, just meeting them with love and not letting that person affect my state of mind or my love. And that's where the Son of God, the Sonship never missed a note, or God never missed a note. Because if I'm constantly at peace and I'm constantly happy and just, I guess not say happy, but like constantly at peace, and then someone tries to come and fluster me, if I can somehow view that situation with love and stay in my peaceful mentality, then that's the constancy. That's like the one thing that can be constant in this world. All the forms can change. I can get old. I can lose things. I can gain things, whatever. But if I have that constancy of peace and that constancy awareness that I'm not a body, that I am perfect spirit, perfect oneness, perfect love, and that you're not a body and you're the same things, and this is just a projection, an illusory hologram. If I'm able to be like that, then I can be pretty dang happy all the time. And so I'm getting better at that. I'm not 100%, but definitely helps to have that happen, or have flashes of that, or you know periods of time where I'm like that.
I've been finding the workbook really helpful for that. I kind of like jumped back on it a little bit the other day.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, it's mind training, right? Because it takes practice. It's not easy to do that. And an untrained mind can accomplish nothing. So I think redoing the workbook is important and helpful, because it gives you a framework to use to be able to kind of pull yourself back to that goal and remember what the purpose is, and the lessons, and doing them as close as possible to what Jesus is saying. Like, this course does require absolute uncompromising vigilance and attention to do it. Like, and you have to want it, right? You have to be motivated. You've got to want to learn. And if you want to experience yourself as a mind in which you're invulnerable, then it takes the work and it's worth it. So, yeah.
That's right. Thank you, Christian. So true. And hi, Angela. I see you. All right. Hi. Tell us where you're calling in from and why you're excited about today's call.
I am calling in from Lakeway, Texas, in a house, guys. Oh my God, I'm not in my car.
Oh my God, you're not in a random parking lot. Wow.
I'm not in a random parking lot.
Is that real sunlight? Is that real sunlight? Oh, okay.
I mean, it's always real sunlight. Like, what
well, not if you're like 40,000 feet underground.
It could be a good ring light.
That's really strange. Usually when I'm in a parking lot, there's real sunlight, so.
I'm just messing you. I got so many comments about that call when I was like, if that's your real name. They're like, oh, what did you do to Angela?
Funny call.
No, I think it cracked everybody up.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, glad you're here, Angela.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Sorry, actually, I didn't say what I'm excited about. I'm excited to be here. That's what I'm excited about. I'm excited you're on the call. It's funny. They're like, I'm finally gonna be on the call. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm like so on the call less, and you're like, I'm finally back, and I'm like,
you've been on a lot of the weeks I've been gone, so I'm glad we're on together.
Yeah. Hi.
Yes. Glad you're here. All right. So my last little take was on the third video. The third video says the course takes all the fun out of life.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of cool to have Ken tell you, hey man, it's okay if you want to go have pizza or go have sex or go whatever, just be happy, like look forward to life. It's like, he was just like, basically saying, be normal. Right. And also like, I think, I don't know which video of the three it was mentioned, but it was just kind of like how this is a gradual process. Like, as much as I want to like wake up from the dream, like right away and be hurled back into reality, like it's not going to be, it wouldn't be pleasant if it was like that. So I just got to keep like sticking to my DMO. And DMO is a business term. We call it daily method of operation. So if you do in our business, you know, the DMO, it's like you're going to be successful. So my DMO for A Course in Miracles is 2 pages a day. I got to do my 2 pages a day. That's my DMO. I don't care what else happens. 2 pages a day, and then I forgive stuff as it comes. Then I'm done. I did my DMO. So anyway.
I really like that. Actually, I'm going to actually transfer that idea to poker. It's really helpful because it's the process that creates the long-term results, right? It's what you do right now and stuff. So I really like that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's worked great in business. So yeah, it definitely has helped with my course stuff because it can be daunting, you know. Right now I'm reading a Journey Through the Text, chapter 23, and 2 pages a day. And it definitely changes my brain. Like when I read that and I really like focus on it and like try and really understand it. So I'm reading the Ken Wapnick commentary on chapter 23, and then I'm going to transfer into the actual course itself and read chapter 23. So it's kind of like I'm reading commentary before I read the course so that I have better comprehension. And that's really helping. So, but that's my DMO. That's neither here nor there. So that's what I got for you guys. That was my highlights from the 3 videos. Great choices. Langi, thank you. I'm sure you'll be watching this. And who's next? What were your highlights from the 3 videos?
I'm going to request somebody else go before I go because I listened in the car. That's what I did in the car. I listened in the car. And so I can think of one thing, but I didn't take any notes, and I'm usually pretty notes dependent. So yeah, somebody else should go before me.
Linda?
Yeah, okay. Still trying to learn how to operate this thing. All right, for the first video, well, you have to love and observe everything as God would, okay? And that's if you want to. We're all different, and that's just it. When and if you separate yourself from God, you're telling God to get lost, and that's what everybody does. I mean, most of us will, because we have our own journey. We think we know better than God. That's how perfect we're not, okay? When we keep God and A Course in Miracles within ourselves, after learning about Course in Miracles, then we have God's light to have a better attitude in our life terms out there and within us. That way we can get along with people better because we have to understand how other people feel.
Mm-hmm.
The second video, we have to learn that we can only change ourselves. Just what you have to do is just let go and let God take care of it. You can either write a letter to God if you like to in a notebook, or maybe you just type it up in your memo on your cell phone, or use one of these pens for your cell phones and just write on a memo thing. Write a letter to God, good, bad, angry, happy, sad, doesn't matter. And He'll take care of it. And when you talk with Him about it, you will feel so much better. Your journey is for yourself. That's it, honey. And you do have to take care of other people, but, I mean, when we're going to take a flight, I mean, they tell us to put the air mask on ourselves first and then the other person. And that's been that way for a long time. You have to take care of yourself first and then others. Okay. And the third video, if for any reason you need a physical happiness to feel better, you'll want to make sure that it's okay with yourself and another person if necessary. What I would do is have a talk with God first. Just think with Him. And you like to do that in meditation for a minute or so. You can do that, whatever how long it takes. You have to play it by ear as far as the time and place and the people involved. I always keep the divine light of God within me in everything I do. Literally everything. I'm not perfect, but I do the best I can. And I hope I do it right. And thanks. Love this Course in Miracles audio. Oh yeah, I love this audio books club. Thanks everyone. You're a bunch of some miracle stars for me, right? Right. And I say so because I'm from New York. I love you, so shut up.
Awesome. Well done. Very thorough, Linda. Great note.
Ain't you guys been to New York?
Haven't been
I was
to
just
New York.
there.
Yeah, Angela was. She was just living it up.
Yeah, I was seeing all the shows.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right. And hey, Linda, I wanted to add too, I like when Ken Wapnick said that if you think you need this thing to feel better, then that's kind of the problem. It's like not, it's like learning how to be happy with or without the external thing, I guess. I don't know. That stood out to me on that third video.
Depends on what it is.
What?
Depends on what it is.
Yeah, like when I was in Utah, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to get back to Texas because I'm tired of staying in my parents' basement. But I gotta be happy there too. I can't try and make San Antonio like my happiness dependent on my peace on San Antonio, right? So I have to be at home wherever I'm at. And anyway, so that was a great one. Thank you.
Is Utah nice? I've never been there.
It's very nice. It's very nice. All right.
I can go now. Yeah, I can go. So let's see. So the first one was about the tiny mad idea. I think the thing that stuck out for me the most was when the guy was like, I always think of the tiny mad idea as being like long ago, but I just realized that it's like right now too. It's like I'm still choosing separation, and that's terrifying. And he was like, well, don't judge yourself for it. The reason we're here is that we've chosen it. And so, I mean, I think there are other things like, I usually take lots of notes, but that's the sort of, when I think about that video, like I really enjoyed all the videos. It's really nice to hear it. It's just like you're saying your, what was it, DMO? Your like thing that you do every day. I can definitely tell, like I was saying, well, you probably saw, if I'm more in kind of like landmark brain, it's hard for me to kind of, even though they're really compatible in most ways, it's hard for me to be like, oh wait, oh right, this stuff, okay, oh wait, this stuff. Like I can't really combine them as well as maybe you can. So it definitely helps because I feel like this sends a little bit, it's a little bit easier for me to take everything in from this way of thinking in my personal experience. Landmark, I still have difficulties with in some ways. But so let's see, the second one was about not changing people. And I found that really refreshing because I tend to go more that direction with how I feel about what people are doing. And because, we have all the time in the world and everyone has their own path. And it's like we have our own process. It's all about process. And I found that really, I was a little surprised when Ken Wapnick was like, yeah, I was just, encouraging her to pray in a certain way with these two guys on either side of her. And then she got mad at me. And I was like, what? That doesn't sound like, I don't know, like why that would be a bad thing, but I guess for her, that was too much change. And it wasn't part of her process that she needed to, she just, like, I've definitely been in a place where like, I just needed to be mad. And like, somebody's being like, oh, don't be mad. I'm like, no. Like, I need to do this. Like, I need to be mad right now. And then I won't be mad tomorrow. Like, like you can't tell me not to be mad. You can't tell me not to be sad. Like I'm experiencing this. I know I'm not going to be mad forever, So like, I get that. And like, maybe she just had like a lifetime of being mad. Like, like, okay.
Yeah.
That's what she needed. So I get that. And I don't know, like that's like one of the things that I have a difficulty with Landmark. I mean, not to bash them. I think Landmark does amazing work, but like, what's the freaking rush? Like, I believe in reincarnation. We're going to be here for a long time. We need to like spend the time that we need to spend doing the things. But like, I don't know, it feels kind of like, no, invite people now. Like you need to invite now. Like, calm down. I don't want to invite people right now. Shut up.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so like that's that kind of stuff. Like we're in a rush. Like why are we in a rush? Like we've been here for like billions of years. Like come on. what's another lifetime? However, I mean, I do also get the like, hey, let's be done with this. But I mean, everyone in their own time. Like I have processes that I need to live through that are taking their time and like having their own little like emerging experiences. And I mean, I know that Landmark's part of that because they're really like, you know, pulling crap out of me. It's interesting. So that was that video. And then the third one was about it's okay to be happy, it's okay to have fun. I remembered the word libertine that he used, and I was like, oh, that's really, you know, like libertine versus ascetic, which is, you know, talking about basically the Buddha's life. That reminded me of like where he had this like really posh lifestyle, and then he decided, no, I'm going to go like not and live like an ascetic. And so he just like swung the pendulum over to asceticism, and then eventually realized, no, also starving myself is not the answer. And finding a happy medium, the middle way. It's fine to enjoy life, and you don't have to like yeah, I get it. It's like the same. You're denying yourself or you're giving yourself way too much is kind of the same giving into physicality being real. So.
Yeah, 100%. Awesome.
Yeah, it's nice to have stuff to say. I was like, I don't know, I didn't listen to it.
Well, it is awesome to see you, Angela. I'm so glad you're here, and
Yay.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Now that school is starting, I'm going to be in like a regular schedule and do my best not to have a lesson at 7 p.m. on Friday.
Hell yeah. Way to go.
Yeah, because it's really, talking about it really is useful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is our group, man. But if I didn't have you guys, then it'd just be me and Ken Wapnick videos forever. Okay. All right, Christian. The closer.
All right. So actually, I'm the one who's like, I didn't do my homework, guys. So yeah, that was me. That's me today. So the first video.
That's okay, Jerry. We still love you. We'll let you live another day, huh?
Thank you. So yeah, taking the Tiny Mad idea seriously. I was just talking about this with someone. There was a couple dudes at one of my table, not my table, but in my restaurant. And they're like, oh wait, Christian, come here. And they're like, do you think you'll ever meet an alien? And I'm like, oh man, yeah, they come all the time. I started telling them all this stuff about Gary Renard's books. And then they're like, okay, cool. And like, oh, how does the Big Bang happen and stuff? So I started explaining the Tiny Mad idea. I started telling the story. And they were really interested. And I was tying in taking the Tiny Mad idea seriously with like King Lear, Love and Be Silent, and like tying that into the story and like all these things. And it was really cool. But yeah, that's, and you were saying about that part where we're like choosing it right now. And like, there's like a part in like Gary's book where like, Arten's like, yeah, and first of all, and he just like rebuttals Gary Renard, one of Gary's points. He's like, and first of all, blah, blah, blah. And then now you're complaining about it when you're choosing it right now.
Yeah.
And Gary's like, you're a smart ass.
Yeah.
You know? For teaching purposes.
Yeah.
But I kind of tasted that, like taking the Tiny Mad idea in the mind, like doing the workbook, I can kind of like start contrasting or distinguishing between the mind and being identified with the body. And in the mind, yeah, if I'm still like kind of like seeing form or like the body still somewhat demands attention, then I'm absolutely choosing separation, and that does come with guilt. But the more I'm sort of feel that invulnerability and safety under the arch of peace, then that's kind of like my mind choosing spirit.
Yes.
So that's about all I can comment on that, you know. Just we took it seriously, and that's what made it seem real. And then what's the second video called again?
not trying to change someone.
Yeah, which is like was a major part of our discussion on last week's call. About sharing A Course in Miracles with others or not trying to change anyone. I think that's really cool. Like I've said before, like even though my dad isn't really like religious or into like anything spiritual, I find that he's an extremely spiritual person, and that's because he never tries to change anybody. It was like, oh, why do all the animals love dad so much? Why do every kid love dad so much? Because he doesn't try to change them. He lets animals and children and everybody around him be who they want to be, even if it's a mistake. In the world's terms, he still lets you make your mistake and live your life the way you want to live it. There's no change. And for that, in that sense, people gravitate towards him. And that's one reason why I say he's very spiritual. Like one of our cats hates to be picked up, so he never picks him up. The cat wants to go, but the cat jumps on him, because he's not going to try and change him. And the third video?
Third video is, hold on. The Course Takes All the Fun Out of Life, Part 2.
Oh yeah, that's for damn sure. Y'all be ready to do nothing for the rest of your life. No, I'm just kidding. I need to do nothing. No, I'm just kidding. I think that would be kind of like an ego interpretation, because with the Course, actually, there's more fun in life, because, like as Gary says, like this, or the happy learner, this Course actually, it's about having a good time. Yeah, it takes work, but that work is worth it. And with less guilt in your mind, you can enjoy things even more. But yeah, the ego definitely would try and say, oh yeah, no, you're gonna have no more fun if you do this and stuff. That's all I got to say.
It's good. Very, very encouraging videos today, for sure. Okay, so forgiveness in the field. Let's transition on to forgiveness in the field. So, man, I've had a lot of them since the last month, and y'all know about my mom, obviously, but I have a little story I want to share with you about that. So, like my mom's last day, right? Like I fly home, she waited for me. She waited for me, and my mom was like on morphine drip, and she was just like, we all knew she only had a couple of days left, and she was, like morphine kind of makes you like drunk a little, it's like her mouth was open all the time. It was really sad, like her, death body kind of thing. And I get home, I'm like, thank you so much for waiting for me. And she waited for me, man. She knew I was there. She still kind of knew what was going on. And I hugged her and cried in her arms, and like, it was obviously like, I'm just so grateful that she waited for me. And so then I took a nap because I didn't sleep, like packing. Our flight was at 6 a.m. We made it like at 11 a.m. And so around like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, my mom like wants to get up and come downstairs. And the whole family's there because I was the last one to get there, me and my wife. And like Melissa from Bend, Oregon, and her husband were there, and her 2 kids. And then my sister Pamela was there, and my mom comes down, and Pamela's 2 kids. My mom comes down, and she's assisted by my sister. And she sits down in the living room, and she's still kind of out of it still, but she just looks around, and she has her oxygen on, and she looks at us. She looks at all of us, and she's, am I in hell? Oh. She asks us, and she's like serious, if she was in hell. And we kind of laughed.
Oh my God.
And well, she didn't say it, like she couldn't say a full sentence, but she, am I in hell? And we were like, kinda, yeah. Said, but you're gonna be in heaven pretty soon. But it was kind of funny, but I said kinda, and then we laughed and said, you're gonna be in heaven pretty soon. And it was just like, it was cool though, because then after that, she's like, I'm ready to see God. I want to see the Holy Spirit. And so we go, so like, she kind of, and right before she came downstairs, she's like, I'm like, Mom, you're going to see Art in Persa. She's like, Art in Persa? She's all excited. And my sisters are sitting there. They're like, who's Art in Persa? Because, my sisters don't know. I'm like,
y'all into Scientology or something?
They're ascended masters. I said they're ascended masters. They're part of our Gary Renard Course in Miracles stuff, you know. But like, it was just funny because she was all pumped to see Art in person, you know. And then she got up and she kind of again assisted by my mom or my sister who's a nurse. She took off her oxygen and she said, I want to go see God. I'm ready to see the Holy Spirit. And she walked to the bottom of the stairs. We all came and hugged her. Like we all came and like I gave her a hug. My dad gave her a hug. All the grandkids one at a time. Like even the 2-year-old babies. There's like 3 of them. They all kind of knew what was going on. They all came and gave her a hug. And my 8-year-old niece Audrey. I mean, it was like we got to say goodbye. You know, she walks up the stairs and she lays down and she didn't have her oxygen anymore and she just started breathing like, and it was like. I didn't know kind of like how quick she would pass, but my sisters were like, this could go on for days. Like, cause she was doing that for like a couple hours and then it was like getting really, really late. And my sister was giving her a morphine drop every hour. And, so we were thinking, man, this might go on for a while. And, my sister and Crystal stayed up till 4 a.m. doing that. And my dad took a nap at 11 and then, my dad relieved them at 4 and, my mom lasted until 8 a.m. that next day. So she was kind of like that. I guess they call it the rattle of death. Like I had never been around someone who's dying, but like when you die, like I guess you're like, or some people. And it was just like a very interesting phenomena, you know. I was asleep when my mom passed, and my wife came down and got me, and we went up there, and she just looked very peaceful. You know, it was kind of a relief at that point. She was so miserable, guys, for so many months, like straight. And the cancer took over, and she was so healthy like 12 months ago, you know. I cried and had definitely a lot of emotional time.
Of course.
And I made sure to cry a lot. And, we did some angel cards, and I don't know if any of y'all see my Facebook Live?
I watched your thing.
Did you watch it? Did you see it, Christian?
I heard about it, but I didn't see it quite yet.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if you saw it, Linda, but Crystal brought these angel cards of people who passed away. Or not, I mean, it's like get messages from people who passed away, and my mom like had these messages like, I had to leave that way. And like it's like the card explains it all. And like we could get communication with my mom like right now, you know? And it was very comforting that we got that communication with my mom. Like, it was very comforting to know that she's in a happy place, that she's learning so much. You know, I think the thing that really got me was, making that video of our life, like seeing from my mom as like a little kid all the way through like, you know, her high school, her marriage, her new family, you know, to like now. I'd watch that, I'll cry again probably, but she just wanted to live life, you know, and it was like, it's body identification and all that, but it's just, it was really something to forgive, you know, because you feel like you lose your mom so early in life, like 38, I'm 38, she was only 62. Some people get to have their mom till they're 92, you know. Other people lose their mom or never even have a mom. So it's just a crapshoot, right? But, yeah, definitely. My main forgiveness lessons was fighting with my sisters. Like just like, you know, like kid, you know, if you have a sibling, you know what I'm talking about. And like we push each other's buttons, and like, I mean, I could go into like the story behind it, but boy, a few times like both of my sisters just, I'm not used to being talked to like with such disrespect in my mind, you know, and my ego just goes off. So a lot of my forgiveness, I mean, yes, I had to forgive my mom's passing and stuff, but most of the forgiveness was the normal stuff, you know, being triggered by my. What?
That's so interesting. That, you know, you just experienced your mom's death, and your forgiveness lessons were more about your siblings. It's just so interesting.
Yeah. My forgiveness lessons where I was really fucking mad was like my sisters, both of them. At different times, different, you know, and I could go into the story, but I'm out of time. But like, yeah, it's the forgiveness stuff. I don't know. It was, my mom's passing was kind of a relief in a way, just because I saw her suffer so much this last 4 months, you know? Didn't make it any easier, but yeah, it definitely was. The forgiveness stuff was more the petty stuff, whatever you want to call it. But yep, so there you have it, guys. And I will say, though, that it was very nice to have an entire week. Like, my mom passed on a Sunday. Her viewing was on Thursday. Her funeral was on Friday. And it was so beautiful. I got to play guitar at her funeral, sing Tears in Heaven, sing some songs we like. In the Catholic Church, you know, it was like we were raised Catholic. It was a beautiful service. Got to have, like, all our family was there, and everyone talked about memories that they had with her during, like, the time you eat after the burial, like down there in the church hall or whatever. The Catholic Church came through, man. The Altar Society made all this food for us, like, free. I mean, we donated money. Like, I was really touched by the Catholic priest and the services and the people, and it was just really cool. Like, very grateful to them for doing that, and having a lot of people from all our past, all my, you know, our USANA people, our clients, our associates, my dad's old work friends, like, all these people came out of the woodwork, and it was just, like, overwhelming. And I still have, like, 87 texts to return. It's already been, like, 2 weeks. I feel horrible, but wow. It's hard to keep up with it. And then we had our business convention the week after, and everybody knew my mom. You know, you're talking about thousands of people who also need to kind of mourn and express their condolences to me and my dad. So everywhere we walk with, like, you know, for 4 days, it's like, I'm so sorry. And everyone was sad. I mean, they literally loved my mom. You know, my mom's the top seller. And so we didn't just lose a mom, like, we lost a leader in our company, you know? So it was like, and my mom. So the convention was also kind of like a way to mourn. We both needed to be there because we needed to feel the love of our company and our friends as well. And I came home last night, and there was a big old bouquet of flowers from some of my other mentors. So many people spent time with us, sent us love, you know, just feeling very loved, very grateful. And it doesn't make it any easier, man. Sometimes I still can't believe she's gone. You know, it's like, I look down on it. Sometimes I'm like, God, I can't believe she's gone. Like, she was so healthy just 12 months ago, you know? And you guys on this call were like, you guys were like the ones that got to see her during this hard time, you know? Like, she was on this call. She wasn't on any USANA calls. She didn't show her face on any other calls. Y'all were the ones who saw her struggle and saw her forgive and saw her. Y'all were probably the closest ones to her that weren't family, you know, on her final couple months of her life. So thank y'all for your support. These Course in Miracles calls that we did were so great for her. She forgave and forgave, and she just continued to plug in, you know, because this stuff is about forgiveness, and it was a big forgiveness lesson. One of the communications we got from her from the other side was that she learned that she had to leave that way. And she learned that the body is not so important. Like, I have a couple friends who are mediums. One of them is Sue-Ann Okerwala-Knobloch. She's actually in this group. She's never been on a call, but her name's Sue-Ann Knobloch. She comments and stuff. She actually now works with me in USANA, and she's a medium too. And she told me that she had some communication with my mom. And one of the things that I know is exciting. And one of the things that she heard was that my mom, if she could go back and go through this death process again, wouldn't have been so afraid to lose her body, because that was like a lot of fear. That was like a source of a lot of fear for her and a lot of suffering. And now she knows that the body is just not important at all. And, you know, it's not saying to neglect the body, but just like, you know, it was just a cool message, and that she's learning so much, and she's in such a good place. You know, it's like, we're sad over here, but then the person who died is actually having a really good time, you know? And Gary Renard said that. Gary Renard was like, he actually said that on a call with my mom. And we were we weren't talking about her death. We were just talking about how, you know, the person who dies is having a good time, and here's everyone else mourning on the other side, which it's okay to mourn, but I guess, all this stuff really helped me when my mom, like all this preparation really helped me, like I know what it's for. I don't have any like confusion about it. So I think it was easier for me. It's still hard, still cry, still sad, still miss her, still can't believe she's gone sometimes, but definitely grateful for all this training and for you guys and your support. So there you have it. That's been the last couple weeks. So we did the company convention. So we had mom's funeral for basically a 7-day process. Then company convention, which was just kind of like another funeral, but also a big company convention with all kinds of things going on. And then this week was basically we went to concerts. Like USANA gave us tickets to go see Stone Temple Pilots and Bush on Monday, and Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie on Wednesday. Crazy. Oh lots of fun, lots of drinking and fun. Anyway, so those were fun, and it's nice to have a nice gesture like that from our company. They have sweet tickets and stuff in Utah, so we stayed there. But now we're back, and now Crystal has a wedding tomorrow, and Crystal's friend is getting married, so we'll be there as well. So it's been crazy, man, nonstop. But thank y'all for listening. I know I basically took over the call, but
I think it's totally fine for you to take over the call on this subject.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's been honestly we've had a lot of fun too. It's been great to like feel the love from everyone and have everybody show us how much they care and just have a lot of love. I just felt a lot of love this like last 3 weeks. So definitely learning how to be when someone passes away too, because I've never lost someone this close, but sending flowers and taking someone to lunch or showing, like, people have been doing that for us. It's like, oh, it really makes a difference. It's like, okay, this is what I need to do for someone when their loved ones pass away. I've done it a few times, but now it's like I really know what the impact is on the other side. Meal train has also been cool. I don't know if you've heard of that, but they give you meals. Like if you're going through a surgery or you had someone die, it's like you sign up for it, and people kept bringing us food.
Wow, awesome.
So, all right.
Yeah, I like you asking for your address because I was going to send you something, but I mean, I'm not surprised that you have like 78 unanswered texts. So not surprised.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's definitely been a wave of love for sure, and mourning, and we're moving on, and it's like I just got to keep remembering that A, I'm not a body, and B, my mom is in a really good place right now.
Hello.
Yeah. All right, that's all I got. So who wants to share their forgiveness lesson?
Your spirit having a body experience.
That's right. I need some water, just a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Who's next?
Man, I can't think of anything after all that. Gosh.
Well, for myself, I guess I had to learn to forgive myself. I had to try and make better effort to try and lose weight. My legs are very bad. I walk with a cane. And plus, I had diverticulitis, so it's when I get a flare-up, I just get so tired, I just want to relax. So I'm trying to eat right. I am. So I do the best I can, and I just talk with God, and I play by ear.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Linda.
Yeah, I'll live.
I'm glad you're taking action, though. That's good.
Yep.
One step at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can't think of anything. I'm just kind of like thankful
just
that
do
I
the
was
best you
here
can.
to hear you talk about your experience.
Thanks.
I'm just noticing that it's getting easier to forgive things by practicing, and sometimes I notice that I step outside of the forgiveness arch, but I realize why. It's because I'm afraid of the happiness and love sometimes. Like it's kind of like sometimes I would rather have my specialness, but I notice it, and I'm noticing it, and there will be a little bit of episodes happening almost every day. It's kind of like trying to pull me away from the course stronger a little bit, but I'm noticing it and I'm observing it, and yeah, and it's okay. Sometimes it's okay to not be quite ready to, and but just to get back inside the arch as soon as possible. The arch of forgiveness.
Hell yeah.
So,
yeah, I have that. Yeah, I had that too.
Awesome. Yeah, one pillar is forgiveness. The other pillar is the Holy Spirit. And
I had to play that. Okay, thank you.
yeah. So, so when I remember to be mindful, that's when I'm under the arch. But sometimes I don't want to, I notice, or it's just like there seems to be some kind of resistance. Yeah. And so that's okay too. Like you said, Jared, it's a process. So.
Yep, it's a process.
But I am noticing some really good results, like things that like would totally piss me off are nothing anymore and stuff like that. It's just, like I know how to deal with a lot of stuff. Just, yeah.
Awesome, brother.
Thanks.
All right, so I'm gonna choose the content for us. I'll post it this weekend. Hopefully, maybe I'll post it right now just to make sure I get it done.
Whatever.
But we'll talk next Friday, August 31st. And do y'all remember how we were listening to those like 1 hour audios of Ken Wapnick, like just throwing down like for like 2 weeks in a row? It was like these 60-minute Ken Wapnick audios, and then all of a sudden it got pulled off of YouTube. Like, yeah,
I actually spoke to him. He wanted to join our call and stuff, but I told him like, yeah, like join our call. I'd love to have you, but I did say, well, a lot of those videos you're putting up are copyright, like people are supposed to pay for those, right, through the foundation. And then, like I noticed the next day he took them down or whatever. So, but they are supposed to be paid for. There's a lot of free content out there. I personally don't download any music for free and stuff. So, I said, whatever, like, I'm sure you're being led by the Holy Spirit because those videos are pretty awesome. But like, it's not really supposed to be for free.
Okay.
That makes sense.
He said he had given us a comment. I forgot what the comment was.
He loves our videos, though. He loves watching these.
What's his name?
Mark Layton.
Hi, Mark. Thank you for your contribution, bro.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Keep it simple, dude. Huh? One day at a time. That's all it takes.
I love those videos. I would love to find another 60-minute Ken Wapnick video.
I kind of miss them myself too.
I mean, they were full of. I mean, remember we had that one guest on who was y'all. I wasn't on the call, but it was who was
Sheila Sipiora.
Yeah, Sheila,
yes.
You rock, Sheila.
I remember her. She was nice. That's it.
She used to be on our calls a lot.
No, that's a different Sheila. We'd love both Sheilas to come back.
We love both Sheilas. Come on back, Sheilas.
Come on, Sheilas. We want some Sheilas in the house. And,
we love you two Sheilas. Come back home, huh? Two Sheilas. Come on.
Yeah, but no, if anyone out there is interested in getting more Ken contact, go to the facim.org website. There's tons of workshops with Ken Wapnick, CDs, DVDs. I got a bunch of CDs and DVDs. I'm going to purchase even more. Or if that doesn't really sound feasible, pretty soon the facim.org, Ken's Foundation, is going to have a membership program where you can become a member and stream a lot of content such as these. So they're going to be streaming a lot of content like this as a monthly membership basis where you can just watch it online. So yeah, Ken has so much incredible content, and he's very artistic too. He ties in words, uses wordplay and all that. They're so
brain, honey, brain.
Well, you know what? We definitely need to all like get into that subscription whenever it gets available, because then we would have like a lot of like. Then I could say, hey,
how much will it cost?
Here's a 60-minute one we're gonna watch or whatever, and I'm sure everybody can pay whatever it costs. $20 a month or whatever it costs.
Yeah.
Look.
It'll probably be something like that, $20 a month or something, 20, 30 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know Gary Renard's starting to do online classes too.
That's right.
I don't know exactly all the info on that, but anyway, I'll find some free videos. We'll get them up, and we'll continue. So August 31st, 7 o'clock. I will see you guys. Let's go ahead and have everyone say good night and God bless.
Good
Good
night.
night and God bless.
God bless.
See you, everybody.
Bye, Lucy. Uncle Jared loves you.
As she's talking, she's saying good night to you. You all.
All right,
Keep
bye.
it simple, one day at a time, okay? Love you.